Right now, almost every conversation about the future of work starts with the exact same questions. Which jobs will AI eliminate? Who gets displaced? What skills should you learn to stay relevant? The disruption is real. The World Economic Forum projects that by 2030, labor market changes could displace 92 million jobs worldwide, while creating about 170 million new ones. That is a massive restructuring of how human beings spend their days. The International Labor Organization reached a similar conclusion. They found that for most occupations, total replacement is unlikely. Instead, the future is increasingly human with machine, because most jobs are collections of multiple tasks requiring human interpretation and responsibility. But spending all our energy trying to protect slightly modified versions of today's jobs keeps us playing defense. If intelligence, simulation, and physical execution are no longer scarce resources, entirely new forms of human work become possible. Companies spend billions of dollars on research and development for smarter AI agents, digital twins, and autonomous robots. Yet we spend almost nothing figuring out the human side of that equation. We need a new discipline, occupational research and development. Instead of just reacting to the technology market, this field would deliberately design, prototype, and test new forms of human work long before a company posts a job listing. We have to move past traditional workforce retraining. We need to actively invent the job architecture of the next decade. Let's step inside a hypothetical occupation foundry to see what these new roles look like. The first prototype is a position we'll call the reality producer. Think about how a film producer works. They don't operate every camera or build every set. They coordinate the specialists and technology to achieve a specific vision. Soon, physical construction works the same way. AI plans a site, digital twins test configurations, and robots execute the heavy lifting. The reality producer directs the operation, deciding what gets built, where human judgment overrides optimization, and holding accountability. The human worker steps away from remedial physical execution and takes on the advanced command of machine-enabled creation. To get these robots to work in the physical world, researchers use motion capture and video. They teach machines new skills by observing human experts and tracking their hand movements through standard procedures. But there is a gap in this approach. A machine can perfectly mimic how an electrician reaches for a tool. It doesn't capture the invisible context, the subtle smell of ozone, or the slight vibration in a pipe, or the hesitation that tells the expert a routine process is suddenly dangerous. That gap creates the need for a human judgment cartographer. This person studies experts and maps exactly why they abandon the rulebook. They document the subtle environmental shifts and previous experiences that cause a professional to hesitate. Standard operating procedures only explain what usually happens. Knowing what to do when those rules fail is tacit judgment, and it will be one of the most valuable assets in an automated economy. Getting a robot to carry a box across a room is a mechanical engineering problem. Getting that same robot to operate safely and respectfully around a crowd of people is a completely different challenge. This requires a public robotics experience designer. Someone has to figure out how an autonomous machine requests permission, how it signals that it is confused, and how it should navigate culturally sensitive areas or operate around children. A machine doesn't automatically know how to integrate into human society. We have to design the social behavior of these systems deliberately. Right now, major technology companies are vacuuming up human demonstrations. They are recording thousands of hours of skilled human labor to teach their systems how to move and react. These organizations are taking the hard-earned physical reasoning of mechanics, chefs, and caregivers to build complex world models. If we treat human knowledge as disposable raw material, we end up in a precarious situation. Highly skilled professionals will be reduced to temporary gig workers, paid an hourly wage to train the very systems that will eliminate their bargaining power. This extraction of human capability without proper ownership or compensation is a major vulnerability for the global workforce. The solution is human capability rights. Instead of treating a worker's performance and judgment as free data, we structure it as a licensable asset. This introduces the rights agent, a professional representing workers to negotiate consent, set boundaries for data use, and secure continuous royalty structures. Engineers are brilliant at making machines faster and more capable, but they are not actively designing the structures of human authority, accountability, or economic ownership that need to govern those machines. We don't have to sit back and wait to see if we still have economic value in 5 years. We have the tools to design what human participation means next. It is time to invent the work.